It's been a long time since we've seen such an oil spill, because this is insane. Well, lovely jeweled barrel. Hey, look at what is are the grains. Look at that. Oil spill. You're waiting for an oil spill, clearly. What is this? That's some unusual residue. That's interesting. The specks, well, you don't see it too often. Oh well. Okay, clearly you are right. I'm not sure if it's visible on this side. The hour wheel was really sticky. And here you can see why, hopefully. If I play with the light, well, maybe hard. Oh yeah, here there you can see it. There you can see the grease, seal droppings, because of the amount of seals. Maybe it's visible now. It was so sticky to this wheel. Yeah, well, I know we are going to have to pre-rinse this movement. I'm going to take off this plate because that is covering the date wheel and this plate. Simply you can see the teeth of the date ring there, and here it's covering the date wheel. So I'm going to remove this plate, that plate, remove the date ring, so that one is secured, even though this is a standard one, white with this font, but still this date ring belongs to this watch, so I'm going to remove it now. Oh my god, that is simply... It is so much that is covering the complete wheel that is hardly visible. Same here. Oh well. It is a lot. It's just pathetic. Take it like this. I showed you before, but if it's hanging like this, you're not actually touching the printed part, just to touch the sides. Did you see the glistening of the lubrication underneath this wheel? It is just so much. Again, I can write my name in the amount of oil. It's been a long time since we've seen such an oil spill, because this is insane. Here you can see the two-part winding stem, because it's a front loader and because, well, a mono case. You see the lubrication, but there you can see that the nickel plating is removed from this bridge. So the part that is covering this, there's simply too much play. And of course you can add all the oil in the world, and they did, but there is somewhere too much play, and that is causing this watch not to run proper. And well, all of you all together now, there's no problem in a watch that can be solved by adding more oil. Not one. And look at this, it's a beautiful movement with all the jewels. Everything is sticking. Ugh. Ah! You can put in a lot of oil, but you have to do it in time. Do you see the bottom pivot? Should be exactly the same as the top one. But it's so incredibly worn that the watch run for a long time without maintenance, or if I'm nice, a less experienced watchmaker. And then they didn't solve the wear and tear, they just added more oil, and that doesn't work. Drenched in oil. These pivots aren't too bad. And just another small hint that there was a well, less experienced watchmaker. This fine-tuning, a watchmaker will always leave it straight in the middle and do the fine-tuning straight on the timing pins. This is just, yeah, it is for fine-tuning, but we never use it. You always do the fine-tuning on the timing pins, so somebody else, less experienced, can use this one. So this is never how we leave a surfaced watch. Never. Because the winding stem is removed. Hey Victor! There we go. 28 to 24 series 2. And here you can see all the excess. Oh, look at that, even there. Oh wow, that's interesting. Wow. Well, that calls for a cup of coffee. Let's ponder on this one. So now I'm going to lock the escape wheel. Otherwise, if there's a lot of power still in the mainspring, the escape wheel will move instantly and might break the pivots of the pallet fork. So I'm going to place this one over here, remove the pallet fork bridge, remove the pallet fork without straining. Oh, look at that. Did I see oil on the pallet fork pivot? Then we really have a less experienced watchmaker. And now I'm going to remove the oiler. Is there oil? Yeah. The only way, the only place there shouldn't be any oil, you can see that there's a lot of friction in the gear train. Do you see that? Oh wow. Such a journey, this particular movement. And I'm convinced we can restore it to perfection. I've seen it even in the specs, but let's have a look. It's so strange. This is the upper pivot, hasn't got any jewels, but the lower pivot has. And that is strange because all the power and strain is on this side of the barrel. And I think if I show you this, and then I use some packwood so I don't make any scratches. This is the reason why somebody put in so much oil. And it's not even the side shake, do you see it? It's the end shake, like this. I'll show you. Now that is interesting. If you see the air gap, if it's like this, it's almost touching. So instead of making sure that the root cause is, well, eliminated, now they drenched the movement in oil. Yeah, it's all in the barrel. In the barrel and the automatic winding system, remember? With the pivot completely worn. And do you remember the wear in this part, but then underneath? This is caused by the end shake of the barrel. Watchmaking is so much like archaeology. Well, the only thing remaining in the watch is the gear train. This end shake is a bit too much, so this jewel has to be pushed down. Because, yeah. Again, these two wheels, that one and that one, are really close to, look at the fiber. Where's that coming from? Go away. These two wheels are really close together. Try to get them in focus both at the same time. They are really close together. This one is usually with the most end shake, because if you push on the second hand, you have to support this side, otherwise you create a lot of end shake. Look at this, the pivot's completely dry. You see that? So much oil. Except for the pivots. So I don't know who said it, but it is true. The last maintenance, they put in a lot of oil, but no disassembly. Oh, this wheel is completely stuck. And this is the very long pivot for the sweep second hand. So that should move so freely, because it's closer to the escapement. So it runs with the tiniest amount of force. So if it's sticking, yeah, it was really sticky. That was insane. Here you can see the old lubrication. Now we are really sure it's been running. It hasn't been disassembled the last time during maintenance. Absolutely sure. This is such old oil, completely dried up. Here, extremely old lubrication on the pivot. What a ride, this movement. Such fun, this stream. Really enjoyed your company tonight. Well, the super professional deep dive Tag Heuer. 1,000 meters, and now you know what 1,000 meters means. We're going to do a full restoration, and this watch will be as new, hopefully by the end of this week, because there's some speed involved. Thank you so much for spending your holiday evening with me. Really do hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. I know I did. We were multi-platform on YouTube, Facebook and Twitch at the same time. My name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands, and we have a YouTube channel, Chronoglide. If you're interested in watchmaking, watches, whatever, please have a look. Please hit the like button, because that is very helpful for our stream. Yeah, and leave comments. Please share your thoughts and on our stream or watchmaking or whatever your favorite watch is. We really read all comments and we really enjoy them. Well, here you can see the end result. As you know, we had to relume the hands like that. Here you see some spots. Well, that is the original dial. We like to keep that original. But what we take pride in here at Chronoglide is that the luminous paste we replaced in the hands is now exactly the same as the original dial. So even though the hands have new luminous paste. It is a whole, so restored back to the original, slightly discolored, but that's what we like, that's the patina of the vintage watch. Well, these we couldn't attack, well, that's part of the story of the watch. And of course, these, due to wear, were a bit shiny. And now back to the satin finish. Beautiful watch and lovely to do the restoration.